Yon was born into silence, no father to lift him at birth, no man to claim him as his own. To Maynard, Yon was a mistake, a slip of passion with a woman he had no intention of marrying. And so, from the moment Yon could speak, he asked, "Where's my daddy?" Only for Ariana, his mother, to quietly say, "He's far away, baby, but he loves you," somewhere deep down. But the truth was harsher. Maynard didn't love them. He wanted to forget them. That truth cracked open the day 12-year-old Yon came home from a friend's house and found his mother standing outside the gate, her eyes wet. Inside the house, voices thundered, "How many times do I have to tell you, Ariana, you don't just show up here." Maynard's words pierced the air. Then came the sound of money, heavy bills thrown in disgust. "This is what you want, right?" he spat, hurling a thick wad of $100 bills at Ariana's face. Yon saw the tear trail down her cheek and something inside him snapped. "Don't hurt my mom," he yelled, rushing the man, pounding tiny fists against his legs. "Yon, stop," Ariana cried, pulling her son away. Then came the words that would define the boy's pain for years. "That's your father," she whispered. Yon looked up at the man, the sharp jawline, the cold stare. "Dad," he whispered, tears filling his eyes, but the man recoiled. "I'm not your father. Don't ever call me that." Yon stood frozen as Maynard walked away, drove off in his luxury car, and left them standing in a broken silence. Ariana bent to collect the bills. "That's for the rent," she said quietly. "There's food in the kitchen." That night, Yon asked the question that burned inside him. "Why doesn't Dad want us?" Ariana's answer was gentle but evasive. "You won't understand it now, but one day, I'll tell you everything." But Yon didn't want to wait. With the help of his best friend Haya, he searched Ariana's room and found the proof. An old photograph of his mom pregnant, standing beside the same man who denied him. Written on the back was an address. Yon copied it. One day, he would go there. That day came sooner than expected. On a weekend, with Haya at his side, Yon stood outside the Solito estate, a mansion with gleaming lawns, luxury cars, and a banner that read, "Happy birthday, Isaac." Isaac, his half-brother. Maynard stood proudly beside his legal wife and son, giving a speech. "Thank you all for coming to celebrate the birthday of my only child." Those words broke Yon. "I'm your son too," he cried out, stepping into the crowd. "I'm Yon. I'm Ariana's son." Gasps. Eyes turned. Cornelia, Maynard's wife, stared in horror. "What is this boy talking about?" Maynard glared at Joan's security. "Get these beggars out of here." "No, wait," Yon cried, holding out the photo. "This is you and my mom. Please believe me." Maynard grabbed the photo, tore it in half, and spat at his feet. "You belong in the trash." That night, Yon sobbed into his pillow, his dreams shattered. "I should have never been born," he wept. Ariana held him close, trembling with helplessness. A few days later, Maynard's wife stormed into their home and slapped Ariana. "You humiliated my son," she screamed. "You're both a disgrace." But things would only get worse. Consumed by rage, Cornelia hired a man to kill them. She paid him to burn down their home while they slept. But fate intervened. That night, Ariana woke to the smell of gasoline. A masked man outside was lighting matches. She grabbed Yon and escaped through the bathroom window. Just as the flames rose, a shadow appeared. Edmar, Ariana's former lover. He pulled her from the fire. "I came back for you," he said. Oriana, ashamed, replied, "You shouldn't have." But they had nowhere else to go. Edmar took them in. Soon after, they moved into the home of Lara Haya's mother, to avoid further complications. Meanwhile, Cornelia was arrested after her arsonist confessed. She paid $2 million in damages to avoid jail, but Maynard, enraged by her actions, finally walked away from her. As for Yon, he never stopped studying. His mother's suffering became his fuel. He was mocked, beaten, called a bastard, but he never gave up, and one day, his teacher entered him into the Million Quest, a televised academic competition. Ariana, though hesitant, agreed. "You'll win," she said with tears. "I know it," and he did. Yon answered every question with poise and precision. In the final round, he beat the last contestant with a quiet answer, 49. Confetti rained. A nation watched in awe. The underdog had triumphed. The fatherless child was now a national sensation. At home, Ariana wept as she watched her son hug the host. "That's my boy," she whispered, and in a mansion miles away, Cornelia shrieked when she saw the TV screen. "Your bastard just won $5 million. Maynard stared at the screen, frozen. "What have I done?" he whispered. The next day, he showed up at their new home. "I came to see my son," he said. Yon stepped forward. Taller now, wiser. "You don't get to call me that anymore," he said. "You said I was nothing. Well, now I know I'm more than that. I have a mom who never left me, a man who stayed, and a life you'll never be part of." He walked away. Later, as Edmar lit a small cake for Yon's quiet celebration, the boy looked around their modest home, now filled with peace. That week, Isaac, Maynard's son, showed up too, holding a duffel bag and an apology. "I left home. I want to know my brother," he said. Ariana welcomed him without hesitation, and Yon, though guarded, eventually smiled. "You can stay," he said. The two boys became inseparable. They studied, laughed, and shared chores. One afternoon, as they passed a newspaper stand, Isaac pointed and said, "Look, you're famous." Yon replied, "I didn't do it for that." But he had done something far greater. He had become proof that a child doesn't need a perfect beginning to have a powerful future. He had once been a boy begging for love. Now he was a young man overflowing with it, and when the principal called him one day to hand him a scholarship letter, Yon simply smiled and said, "I'm going to make my mom proud," because that was all he had ever wanted to do. And now, finally, he had everything he needed.